Hi friend, welcome in, and today we're talking about build mode in InZOI. Now, if you're like me and you struggle to build in the game in its current state right now, or if you're just not a builder in general, there is an option to place down pre-made rooms, and I want to see if we can take these pre-made rooms and make a full house, which would make this the perfect option if it works for anyone who's not a great builder or just struggling to make something nice in InZOI currently. So we're going to see how this works out today. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so we're starting off in just a random lot in Bliss Bay, and we're just going to try to put something together. I really don't have a rhyme or reason, but we're just going to start off in the room presets section. Now, one thing that triggered my thought for this was that you can see there are rooms that have a certain aesthetic, and you can see they're all the same kind of like decor and everything like that. So I'm thinking we can put something really nice together. It's a matter of deciding on which decor that we'd like to see. Oh, this theme is pretty cool, like this retro themed. Whoa, look at this, spaceship themed. What if we did a spaceship theme? These are really cool. This is definitely my aesthetic right here, the bohemian themed room. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go here. So let's start with the living room. Here's the problem with the room. I can't tell the front or the back because there's nothing on this block to show me. So that is the first issue, but it looks like I do have the room placed down the direction that I want it. So this is the living room right here. We'll go ahead and leave that the way that it is. Now we do have a door on this side which could lead us to the next room. So let's put the kitchen right here. Okay, that doesn't work because you need to place it like directly. Okay, so let's try this again. Now we need to place the kitchen directly into the wall. I needed to remove the door. Yes, okay. So we can see now that the living room now leads into the kitchen, but I do need to move the door around a bit. We'll move the hanging plant. Let's just put it right next to the door maybe. I mean, I guess this works. It's kind of behind the chair, but yeah, the door may not be the optimal placement, but it works for now. Okay, so we have a living room, we have the kitchen. Now, I'm not going to do any additional building or adding on to these spaces right now. I just want to see what we can create. So we have the kitchen added. Now next, I think it would be good to maybe do a small bathroom. But the question then is, where's a good spot for the bathroom? We're going to select the whole house. Yeah, let's move the house. Move property. Okay, let's move it here for now. Okay, so there we go. We have that. Okay, so I added the bathroom there. We're going to put a door here. Okay, that works. So we have the kitchen leading off to a bathroom. The problem is that the TV room here is not really the best. We need to add a bedroom as well. The kitchen and this bathroom being back here works. I just don't know about, ooh, let me see. Oh, I like what they did with the walls here, adding the columns. That's really nice. Okay. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. I agree with the placement. I think having a garden room or something, yeah, like a backyard would be really nice for this house. This backyard could, whoa. Oh, okay, that's large. That one's even bigger. We do have this little one here. I actually used this specific building block already in a recent build. I really like it. It's just a simple backyard, perfect for like hosting and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this maybe right here. I don't know, that's not the right way though. Now again, I will say the most difficult part about this is figuring out how to place. Okay, so that's pretty spot on. I did move the table here just because it opens up this area for us to walk out into, so that's nice. So we'll leave that there. Let's move the plant. We'll just put the plant right there for now. Delete one of the windows, and then we can add a door here, which is a pretty simple addition. I feel like that counts. It's okay because, again, it's a simple addition. So we're going to do just like a sliding door. I want something that lets the light in, so maybe like this one. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, and then we'll change it from metal to wood maybe. We'll leave the frame, we'll make the frame wood. Okay. That works. Again, it's not perfect because the wood could be a bit lighter. So there, we have a door that shows us the outside, which is perfect. We have our kitchen, living room, a backyard, but maybe we add an office space here. So we have the desk. Let's rotate the room this way. We'll move it. Okay, all right. This works. Let's delete that door. Again, this is one of those situations where we can move some things around a bit. Like, for example, let's go in and move the chair. We'll move the chair maybe here. Move the table here. Perfect. And then we can even move the bookshelves over so that we have an entryway into this room. Speaking of the room, this wall is a problem. Yeah, that's not great. What happens if I just... oh, okay, so it does... Okay. So if you delete that wall, I don't know if you guys saw that, but if you have a duplicate wall and you make sure it's pushed up against the other wall, just delete the one that you don't need anymore. These doors are okay. We need to change the front door. So we need to move this plant over. Let's move it right there. Copy this door. And there we go. So now we have a door. We have our bookshelves. We need to actually move our bookshelves back a bit. Okay, good. Well done. We're not going to focus too much on the decorating aspect. I just want to, again, I want to see if I can put something together. The front of the house is not looking great though. Let's delete that door. We need to put something else down that looks more like a front door. That just looks like a room door. There's that door, that's nice. Oh, this one's kind of nice. We can do that. A little brown door. Okay, perfect. I'm actually interested in an open concept. What if we delete this wall? It does affect the kitchen some. Like, look at this little corner they made in the kitchen. That's so perfectly decorated. Oh, wow, the lighting just changed. Wow, that is so perfectly decorated. What we could do to help with this situation is maybe draw a wall here. It's not bad. We could almost change this to like a half wall situation, maybe? I'm not sure. Change wall type. Oh, yeah, you could do something like that. Kind of like an open room concept. And maybe what we need to do is just move this chair. Is it me? Am I the problem? The chair was the problem. Change wall height. Whoa. Okay, so if you change the wall height, it changes for everything. I just put it back down to its normal wall height. Okay, so we have an open room concept, which I like a lot better than how the room had previously looked. So we have our kitchen and our living room space all together. That leads into a backyard. We also have a bathroom. Then maybe we could add the bedroom in here, connected to this room. Yeah, let's try that. Let's add the bedroom up front. Okay, so we're gonna add, maybe we'll put it here, and then let's rotate it. That actually works perfectly. We have a door here. Yes, okay, we have a door. I do need to move it back a little bit, I think. Just don't want to accidentally delete anything. Okay, see, so now this is another example of where we could probably just take this wall and delete it. Let's try. Okay, yeah, it did remove some of the stuff in the room, but that's okay. You can see I could easily just re-add this bookshelf in, so we'll just copy, paste, boom. Okay, so we have the bookshelves back. There you go. Okay, I don't know if the... if I'm being honest, hold on, let's look at the outside before I say anything. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. Here's the entryway. The house shape is quite unique. Okay, it's quite unique. But the layout's not bad. My thought process on the layout's not great. Again, I'm not like the best builder, but this is not bad. I'm gonna delete this. There we go. You could even fit in like a little washer and dryer situation in this bathroom if you wanted to as well. Now the real problem, friends. Okay, here's the real problem. Roofing. The roofing in the game is so problematic. You could go modern, but I feel like this isn't really like a modern house type of situation. All right, that works. Let's see. I'm just gonna see what I can create, okay? No judgment here, please, I beg. Oh boy. Oh my god. Okay, the roof is so bad actually. Hold on. Okay. No, I'm actually deceased because this roof is actually terrible. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. But the house is fully covered, which is, it's not bad. It's not terrible. Is it the best? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Will you have to make a better roof? Absolutely. You'll have to figure that part out. I will be honest and say that's one thing I really hope comes to build mode is some type of auto roof feature like we have in The Sims 4, because currently roofing in the game is it's just such a struggle. Maybe we'll just go with a similar roof pattern to the ones that are by our neighbors. Like, how did they build these roofs over here? The house could definitely benefit from a better entryway, but again, that wasn't really the point of the video. Like, I really like these little exterior points that they've added. I feel like that's pretty nice. You could definitely add something small like that onto a build like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and touch up the exterior a bit just to see if we can make it look any better, even though the roof isn't great, and we'll go from there. All right, so here we are. I just finished adding some wallpaper and just some like yard details. Obviously it's not perfect and you can do whatever you want with the outside, but just to give you kind of like an overview of how it looks. Okay, so pretty simple. And again, you didn't really have to physically build anything, which I think is part of the win with this. But let's go on into the inside and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, so we're gonna go inside and let's take a look. So this is the exterior. We've just got some nice little decorations. And if we go inside, this is the living room, TV. We've got a little couch situation, which I think looks nice. I added this half wall here, but again, I don't know if that actually works. Y'all let me know what you think. I do love the kitchen in this pre-made room. We've got everything we need in here, countertops, some sinks. We even have this cute little clutter with the toaster and the plants, a microwave. We have a seating area with the table. This is just a random ZOI that I imported so that I could show you guys this build, by the way. We're going to come into the bathroom, and again, really nice bathroom. Let me come out of shoulder view so I could see, but this is a really nice bathroom. I love, love, love this bathroom. We should probably put the walls up so you guys can see better, but yeah, we have a pretty accent wall. I think the pillars that were there accidentally got removed, but those are easily added back in. But yeah, this bathroom looks really nice. And then straight out the back, we have our backyard area. Hello? All right, so for whatever reason, we couldn't exit that door. Let's try this one. Okay, still can't leave. Okay, so I figured it out. Essentially, there was like a lip on the backyard. The platform to the ground was actually raised higher, so we just couldn't exit. I just brought that down. It changed all of the floor out here to match to this like brick or whatever this is called, like rock flooring. But yeah, so this is the outdoors area. I think it looks pretty nice. Even with all of the brick flooring, I think it looks pretty good. You could use this for hosting, grilling, whatever, stuff like that. Let's go back inside now so we can see kind of the rest of the house. But yeah, living room, kitchen, I think look really good. Now if we come through this door, we obviously go into that office room that we created, which I think looks really nice. Yeah, I think it's a really pretty room. I really like this aesthetic that they've set up. These are well decorated, if we're being honest, especially when we get to the bedroom. I think the bedroom might be one of my most favorite places in here, but look how good this looks. We've got our bed, these beautiful windows that are letting in lots of light. You know, it's just really nice in here. So again, this is a pre-made house. I really didn't have to do too much work except for adding a roof, which is probably the most time-consuming part. So again, this is another option. If you go look through Canvas, you'll be able to find a bunch of pre-made rooms made by other creators as well. So if you like a certain aesthetic or room that you see, you could just add one from here pretty easily. Like for example, this children's room is so good. You could just download this and put it into your game. But yeah, what do you guys think about this build or this feature in InZOI? I'm curious to know if this would be helpful to other people. If you've enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you're interested in a variety gamer and streamer here on YouTube. I'm your girl, and I have more InZOI videos linked on the screen right now if you want to watch something else. And until next time, I will catch you all in the next one. Peace!